Welcome back to Brave Birds News, one of the best places for sports. And I'm going to tell you a secret. I'm going to tell you something that no one tells you as you enter your 40s. No one tells you this. I'm going to tell you. I turn 44 soon. So I'm in my mid 40s. I am comfortably in my mid 40s now. So, when I was 40, I kind of felt more like my 30s, 41, 42. But being that I'm almost 44, I'm learning some stuff about being in my 40s. And it relates to the All Star game. And I'm going to tell you this as you get into your 40s and you try to fight, I'm telling you, you try to fight it, but you can't help it. As you know what, I'm not even gonna make it 40s. I'm gonna say as you get older. As you get older, you become more of a hater. You always got something slick to say. You can't help it. In my 20s, in my 20s, I wasn't such a hater. But somewhere I got in my 30s, and all of a sudden, younger people started to annoy me. But at first, it was a blip. It was blips at first. It was like, yeah, whatever. But more and more younger people started to annoy me. And that's why there's a term for it, crotchety old men, right? By the time a man turns 60 or 70, just forget about it. It's just nothing but hating and crotchetiness. But I'm telling you, 30s and 40s, it starts. Draymond Green is a hater. Draymond Green is a hater. And here's the thing, I can sometimes be a hater, but I like people, who see problems and then give a recommendation to solve it. My kids know, I tell them all the time, see a problem, solve it. Something wrong, fix it. Tell them that all the time. So a lot of times when it comes to haters, I'm not a pure hater because if I say anything negative, I'm going to give you what I believe is a solution or at least point you in the wrong direction. So Draymond Green is a hater. He was doing commentary and, he was really hating on the new format of how the NBA weekend went, from the fact that the Rising Stars, they had their little tournament earlier in the weekend, and the winner of that tournament got a chance to play the quote unquote real All Stars on Sunday. So, and they're traditionalists, and they were like, because of this new format, if you didn't watch it or pay attention, basically, Charles Barkley, the Kenny dude from TNT, and Shaq, they all drafted teams. And Shaq had the team full of older players who are going to be Hall of Famers soon. And then I think Kenny had the team full of people who are younger, and I think Chuck had some of the international players, even though because of injuries you had some non-international players. And then you had the Rising Stars. So by Sunday you had those four teams, and Draymond Green and some others was like, now you can't do the scoring records and all the traditional things, and you try to have them from the All-Star week. They're not getting a chance to meet those traditional milestones because the way it worked was the games were to 40 points. Whoever got to 40 points first won. My question is, who's keeping track of All-Star records? Who's doing this? 3% of NBA fans are keeping track of this nonsense. And the NBA All-Star games, all All-Star games across all of the major sports, have changed so much over the years that you got to be a mega nerd, NBA insider psychopath to care about All-Star game stats and to be angry and to not be able to sleep. You in bed beside your wife or your girlfriend looking up at the ceiling fan because of All-Star stats from The 90s can't be compared. There's nothing from any sport that can be compared to other generations. We know in baseball you had the steroid era that just ruined everything. Even without steroids, we know back in the day in baseball, people would pitch shutouts and complete games. They don't do that anymore. We know back in the day in football, man, if you had 3,000 yards in the season and 25 touchdowns, man, you were an MVP. So the people that lose sleep trying to compare different generations of any kind of sport, they should do something else. So Draymond Green and the others were hating on the new format, but like some people that had some sense said, the NBA has a problem. The NBA has a problem. It's being masked because there's so much tradition with the NBA, and there's so many baked in fans that some of the problems are being hidden because people want to do things. What I mean by that is, if you live in a city with an NBA team, 80 times a year plus, playing playoffs, whatever, there's something to do. You want to do something different inside, indoors. Great thing about basketball. Let's go to the NBA game. It's something to do. I mean, so they just benefit from that. But the amount of casual fans, so the people that are fanatics, you're always going to have the fanatical people, and then that next tier that kind of know. But that third tier, those casual fans, that's melting away. If you put every American adult into a random generator and pulled out 10 of them, and if you ask those American adults, I'm saying that because basketball is bigger in America, I know it's big in Europe, but I'm just for this, and you ask them to name 10 in current NBA basketball players, they might be able to name 3 to 5. Most would say LeBron. They might struggle and say Steph Curry, because the Olympics just happened. See, my mom was talking about Steph Curry. They would struggle. I don't think a lot of casual fans know Durant per se. You know, they might say Giannis. What's the Greek guy? Maybe Embiid. But you get what I'm saying. Those casual fans, the casual fans are disappearing. They're looking at well, a lot of them just playing video games or gaming online, but a lot of them are looking at football now. Other sports, there's so many other sports, but they just don't know. So the NBA knows that they have a problem. They know that a lot of it's being hidden by a lot of factors that they're just lucky are going on. So they got to do something different. So I give the NBA credit. You see a problem. Our ratings are down. Our casual fan numbers are down. You see a problem, solve it. Something wrong, fix it. We need people to know the players beyond Tatum, LeBron, and Steph. And Embiid and Giannis. We need people to know that. We need to build up new stars. So I'm giving the NBA credit for trying to do something different. I mean, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comment. What did you think about all of the new things they did this All-Star weekend? And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you next time.